Fox News is, of course, still in the process of their Dominion lawsuit back and forth. They're facing billions of dollars potentially in fines there, but that's not the only lawsuit they're facing. One of their producers has launched a lawsuit. This is Abby Grossberg, who has accused Fox lawyers of behavior actually tied in with that other lawsuit. She says that they coerced her into giving misleading testimony in their ongoing legal battle over these unfounded big lie conspiracy theories. Grossberg said that Fox lawyers had tried to position her and Maria Bartiromo to take the blame for Fox's repeated airing of conspiracy theories after Dominion voting systems and its supposed role in manipulating the results of the election, which I sort of get the strategy, at least when it comes to Bartiromo. She did willingly have a lot of those conspiracy theorists on her show. I don't know about Abby Grossberg's culpability. But in her complaints, she accuses lawyers for Fox News of coaching her in a coercive and intimidating manner. Before her deposition last September, the Dominion case, the lawyer, she said, gave her the impression that she had to avoid mentioning prominent male executives and on-air talent to protect them from any blame while putting her own reputation at risk. And it is super interesting. Like, I totally am not surprised by them trying to protect the on-air talent. But why specifically are they trying to protect the male executives? This isn't like the O'Reilly thing. This isn't, an Ailes thing. This is not anything about sexual, misconduct or anything. This is about election conspiracy theories, Yasmin. I don't know why there'd be the focus on the male thing, but that is Fox News. They apparently were willing to throw one producer, one host, two women under the bus to protect the guys at the top.
Yeah, well, the reason why is detailed in the allegation that there's a culture at Fox News of, rampant misogyny and discrimination, right? And so I think that's enough of a reason as to why they're so keen to protect these male executives who aren't really directly involved in this scandal, or maybe they are. But these allegations, they're shocking, and at the same time, they're not really that surprising. And I think you kind of know what misogyny looks and feels like, especially as a woman. You understand that, right? But when you get specific examples like the ones that were detailed in this case, it still kind of takes you back. These specific examples, they matter though, because without them, people will continue to just downplay the experiences of others to no end and just act like that's not a real thing, you're making it up. They'll just gaslight you, basically. And we already know what the critics of this case are gonna say before anyone has ever even seen or heard any evidence that no one can force you to do anything. No one can make you say something you don't wanna say, that you're responsible for the words that come out of your own mouth under oath. And they're gonna act like coercion and blackmail aren't real and that they're irrelevant when discussing legal proceedings, but we know that that isn't the case.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this whole thing, maybe it's because I've been rewatching season 3 of Succession in anticipation of the new season. It has such strong Succession. Like, I feel like Abby Grossberg is very much the Tom, or maybe the Greg, maybe Bartiromo is the Tom that they're trying to throw under the bus. And of course they're gonna do that. And when they do that, of course they're gonna choose women for it. She said, that's what the culture is there. They don't respect or value women. And honestly, if this is like revelatory to you, welcome to American politics, or congrats for getting out of your coma, because that has been so obvious for so long. Of course they don't, of course they don't, of course they don't. You referenced some of the specific allegations. We're just gonna quickly run through a few of them. Fox superiors apparently called Miss Bartiromo a crazy bitch who was menopausal, asked Miss Grossberg to cut the host out of coverage discussions. So I guess she can still be the host, but she doesn't get to choose what they cover at that point. They said that Nancy Pelosi was pictured in huge pictures in a plunging swimsuit in Tucker Carlson's office. She was apparently a senior booking producer for Tucker Carlson. Let's see, the next day after she realized that, Justin Wells, top producer for Carlson, called Miss Grossberg into his office to ask whether Mrs. Bartiromo was having a sexual relationship with Kevin McCarthy. They joked about Jewish people and freely deployed a vulgar term for women that was eventually clarified. Yes, it does start with a C, and see you next to, you get where we're going with that. That's what they were that's the culture in their office. You throw that around. They debated which of two female gubernatorial candidates were more effable. And look, it says a lot about the men in these offices that they feel perfectly willing having these conversations in front of literally everyone else. But it says everything about the management too. These employees know that Tucker's not gonna care about this. The management isn't gonna be mad at them for this. This is the culture that Tucker Carlson and Fox News has allowed to fester.
Yeah, and it's interesting that even when they're actively defending themselves against defamation in a lawsuit of unheard of scale and national importance, they still can't act right. It really is something that's so ingrained in the culture that I don't really know at this point how you stamp something like that out. And this is kind of what happens whenever you have a culture, whenever you have even a president, right? Whenever Trump was elected president, whenever he was running for his first election back in 2015, and he was saying all these terrible things about all these different minority groups, including women, we said this is going to be a problem. This is going to create a culture where saying these types of things is going to be okay. People are going to think that they're okay, and it's going to penetrate the culture. It's going to set the whole culture back, right? It's going to set all of us back decades, if not centuries, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what we're seeing embodied here at Fox News.
Yeah, and look, they're now countersuing. They're saying, here's their statement. Fox News Media engaged an independent outside counsel to immediately investigate the concerns raised by Mrs. Grossberg. Oh yeah, they're taking it super seriously, which were made following a critical performance review. We will vigorously defend these claims. So she's just mad because she got a bad review, which is the sort of claim you make because it's plausible. You could have someone who's just striking back against their employer after a bad review. But it's also like so easy to accept, and that does not make it true. But every bit of this feels like something that could be true. So again, don't jump to any conclusions. We'll be following along as it happens. We're gonna add this to the ever-growing pile of investigations that are ongoing and lawsuits, especially just regarding Fox News. But serious claims, and I share your concern, Yaz. I don't know how you fix this. This is years and years and years after like the rampant sexual harassment and sexual assault going in Fox. And is this progress? I mean, I guess there's maybe less assault, but it still seems incredibly toxic.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.